Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're just stopping by for the first time, you're most definitely welcome. Let's now, as a young data analyst, the one tool on everyone lips is Microsoft PowerBI or Tableau. And granted, these are easy to use tools to literally get started with, and also the tools are minimal and mostly with little or no cost. One other advantage of this tool, especially for Microsoft PowerBI, is the easy integration of this tool, of this data visualization tool with many of the available Microsoft suites. I mean, you think about Microsoft Excel, right? SharePoint and the like. Plus, it's also like very basic and beginner friendly tool if you're just starting out in data and analytics as a data analyst, right? On the other hand, I mean, there's also Tableau, right? And aside Tableau's robust data visualization capabilities, it also, I would say it has like a really strong and vibrant thriving community, and that is good, right? So both Power BI and Tableau, they have their unique strengths, right, in churning like complex data for different analytics scenario. And you may be wondering why I'm literally leaving Microsoft Power BI for another tool. I mean, I know my channel speaks a lot about Microsoft Power BI, but hold on, it doesn't mean I won't like put in content on Microsoft Power BI. It just means that moving on, I would really love to harness another new tool, and that's called Google Looker. And I'm sure probably a few of you have heard about it, but it's been on the blog for like a while. I feel it's very important for us to go into understand how this tool works, right? So for more reason as to why I literally decided to make this switch, I will share with you in the next video. But one huge reason for the use of Google Looker is really because of like data modeling as well as governance, right? And also access control in Looker. I mean, it's really more flexible. Like, now this is my own personal opinion, and it's easier to like track down changes and roll back if necessary, because of, I mean, all code as well as can also be version controlled as well too, right? So moving right up, I'm going to just show you about the little things or the things that really interest me in Google Looker and how it literally works. Moving on, we're going to actually look at what the Looker actually looks like. I know Looker looks like, right? And we're going to see how to even probably like create like certain tiles or visualization here in Google Looker. And in doing this, we're going to look at different functionalities or features in Google Looker, right? One thing that you see here is that you see the main menu here, right? The main menu usually contains the Explore, Develop, the Admin, the Home, the Recent View, the Favorites, the Board, the Folders. Now these folders can be folders based on different units in your company or different units, let's say in the sales department or marketing department or finance department. This is where you have all the folders in here. And one thing I would love for us to see is let's even just look at the Explore, right? So Explorers are more like where you build the fields or dimension needed for your reporting. So if you click in here, and mind you that this is a dummy data that Google Looker has imputed here based on a particular test data I'm using, right? And in doing this, you can see some sample data in here. There's something called e-commerce training, there's events, there's other days, there's FAA, there's airports, there's flights and the like. So I want us to look at the event and let's see what it is really, right? So event is an Explore. When I click on event in here, we're going to see something that literally creates the event Explore. I'm going to even break down what the Explore is, right? And here we're seeing all fields. We're seeing filters, visualization, data, and SQL. And that's what I like about Google Looker personally. So Google Looker actually allows for you to create SQL-like content, right? So if you really want to validate your data, even in your data source, for example, you can copy that SQL in here, and then you copy it, and then you're able to validate it in your whatever data storage using to query your database, right? We're going to look at a sample way of actually creating a visualization, and then we'll see how we actually generate SQL. And mind you that data has already been loaded, right? So I'm going to click something called let's say users, for example. Let me say I want to see like the users based on their zip code, for example, right? And I'm going to put in their first name, right? Their last name, as well as maybe zip code and country, right? And already I'm seeing a SQL generator query here. And it's simple as select this as this from this using a left join. That is why I really love SQL, right? One thing SQL also helps you do is that you're able to also learn new things as well using SQL. Pretty good. And it's showing here that it is actually empty because I have not run it, right? So you then go in here, in this button here, and you click run, and you're able to see the results of your query, right? It's still running, it's loading the data currently. And you can also see that it has something called a row limit of about 500 here. We also have some null values, but note that this is just like a test sample of even using Looker. So it's not like I'm actually doing something very serious in some sense. I'll try to let you know how Looker works and why it's also very important. And one of many things is because of the fact that you can use SQL, and also because when you even push your results, right, to share to your stakeholders, you can always revert back the code or SQL literally use. The code or the changes that you actually made in the development that you used to create your projects, used to create your tiles, used to create your visualization pretty much, right? And make changes as well. So more like you're reverting the changes, or even do more like code versioning as well too, right? So if I click here I can also see the type of visualization I want. If I want a table visualization, I get it. But now let's do something really realistic, right? And one thing is that the different tiles actually selected here, they would show in here as a news. But I don't want to see countries. I don't want to see the first, I don't want to see the last, I don't want to see the zip code. So let's remove all this. And let's quickly see what else we can do. We can probably do a count. There's something called a count here, right? And I'm going to show you how all this actually works, right? And I'm seeing, let's say, different country by the count. So, country and count, and let's run this, right? So we're seeing USA, there's UK, and the like. So apparently there are 2 different countries in here with about this number of count in total. Now let's see the visualization. So we can see this. We can also see that it's in a tabular format. We can edit it, we can tweak it how we want it to be. It's really a very user-friendly tool, honestly speaking. And then you can also click the different type of charts you want to visualize. There are also null values as well, which is 0. And you can actually remove these null values in your LookML or whatever you LookML model where you're creating it, right? And we see that we can also edit this. We can make sure that we have the label, read the label itself. So we're going to go to values in here, and we're going to allow the value labels to show, and we're seeing the count in here. And this is just the basic way of actually using Looker, right? But behind Looker, there's a lot of things that actually plays into it, right? And one of the main things I want to show you is actually how to even use like the LookML itself. You can go here and you can click this info button. You'll see that it's coming from a particular table called user. And if I click here, the column name is called country. If I go here, I'm going to go to LookML, and it literally shows me how this was literally created as a view, right? And note that it's just like a test way for you to even see how Looker works. But working with it intricately, you'll actually understand how it works personally. You'll see the different fields, right? But then data source comes from a table called Cloud Training Demos Looker Ecom Users, right? And the different IDs you're seeing here, you're seeing ID, you're seeing age, you're seeing city. They all come from a table from the age column, table called ID, it's an ID column, from the table called city column, right? And one of these things, you can also notice that these dimensions, ID, age, city, country, created, are all what you can see in here, right? In this user's view, that's actually what is in here. So I'm seeing ID here, I'm seeing country here, I'm seeing city here as well too, right? And I'm going to do a more in-depth video as to how Google Looker works. It's a very interesting tool. It may seem complicated to start with, but it's very, very interesting. And it's one tool that I would love for everybody to try and look into. I mean, just to pick up in your tech stack, really, because frankly speaking and honestly speaking, a lot of companies are really looking to even go into adopting use of Google Looker. And then think about it, because even most companies are Google partners as well too. So it really makes sense for them to want to adopt Google tools pretty much, right? Especially for BI and storage as well too. So this is my thought regarding Google Looker, right? It really all depends, and currently Google Looker seems to be a challenger, like in the visualization space as well as the BI industry and field, right? And now this because it's cloud native, and also because Google Looker has LookML, which is closer to SQL language, like I showed you in the screen, right? And you can literally harness your SQL skills if you think about it. One of the many reasons to actually learn Google Looker is it's used for business intelligence reporting and analytics, and it was just bought by Google, right? It's currently used by more than literally 2,000 companies, and now it's owned by Google. So what this means is that more companies are looking to adopt Google Looker as a tool pretty much, right? So with Google clients, a lot of people want to adopt this tool pretty much, and that means you have more people who are looking to even acquire the skills. Also, personally, I think having Google Looker as an extra skill is very important, because seeing that Google Looker is really rapidly growing, it just goes to show that even more people are looking to adopt people that have the skill, right? I mean, what about if like the next couple of years, right, after Microsoft PowerBI and Tableau, Google is like the next sought after skill to have? I mean, it's owned by Google, which makes sense. So it just goes to show that it's relevant, right? And who knows, it might actually even take over Power BI. I mean, just my point of view, right? So what I mean really is that it's very important that if you can actually acquire the skill in Google Looker, it will all just make sense, right? And honestly speaking, it's still like a young and a new tool, so it means that there's still a lot of improvements we need with the use of Google Looker. However, one thing you find is that most people or more companies are looking to adopt this tool personally. And let me know if you actually give this tool a shot. Honestly speaking, it's a very good tool to use. For the fact that you're able to even learn as well to something new aside just Microsoft Power BI and Tableau, that goes to show how that you can actually improve and acquire more tech skills as a data analyst. So thank you so much guys for watching. I really hope that you actually enjoyed this video. If you do, ensure to like as well too, and give it a thumbs up, right? And like I said earlier, it doesn't mean I won't put out any Power BI content, right? It just means that I would love to show you guys more about a very and interesting to God Google Looker. Till next time, have a good day guys. Bye.